All right, guys, welcome back to video 2 of the series. And it would probably be in your best interest to have watched the opening video, the slideshow I have for you. It's talking about what monochromatic color scheme, monochromatic paintings are, what the color schemes mean, what they do, what is color, how color sets mood, etc. Because that's all going to kind of play into this. So we are going to be creating a monochromatic painting using our sketchpad app. Going to stay basic today, using the line tool, paint bucket tool, some things like that. All right, so I'm going to go down to my launcher here. I'm going to hit sketchpad 2019. We're going to pull this guy up. Now you notice it has a little bit different look. I think it did some updating this weekend. So no, I don't want that. Okay. So I'm going to go over here to my plus. I'm going to open up a new file. All right. And you're going to notice I hit custom size on accident earlier. So I was doing some different things. I'm just going to tell mine to size of viewport, set to blank, push create. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my zoom tool and I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to be creating a little pencil kind of coming out of the corner with a horizon line behind it. I'm going to use my line tool to create mine. You can use a shape tool. Your shape tool will be here with a star. You know, you click your star, go into your star, choose your shape. If you were going to do it that way, you'd use a rectangle and a triangle. I'm going to use my line tool. So I'm going to go over here and grab my pencil and reset it to line. All right. I want my line to black and I want my fill to 0%. Now I've got it set up to where it's not painting in layers. That's something that's doesn't make sense now, but it will later. Okay. So I'm going to use my dot. And I'm just going to kind of create my pencil shape with my triangle. Not the most perfect pencil in the world. All right, I'm just going to go do this just to close the shape. Okay, so we've got a pencil. We've got a pencil shape. Now I'm going to grab an actual pencil tool. Okay, and I'm going to go in. Probably want to zoom in a little bit before I do this just to make sure we're hitting all the lines. All right, so I'm going to take my pencil tool and I'm going to draw in the little part that after you sharpen it. Okay, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of pencil lead. Bada bing. Make sure you close those shapes up. You want to see the lines touch because that's hard for a paint bucket tool if you don't. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom out of that. I like my zoom button. You get old eyes like mine. All right. If you want to add in lines on your pencil, if you want to add an eraser up here, more power to you. Okay. So we're going to try to stick to the monochromatic color scheme. So this can be whatever color you choose to use. All right. And I'm just going to show you the ways that we're going to use to manipulate it. So before we get any farther, I want to make sure I want to pick my line tool one more time, and you can use your pencil for this. All right. I want to put in that horizon line, and I'm going to make that a little bit thicker line there. And that one didn't go all the way. So notice I've had to kind of do it twice. There we go. Double click it. Now it's gone. All right. So got our horizon line here. Sometimes I got to zoom out to see things. You know, you guys got young eyes. You can zoom in a little bit or zoom out. Okay. So I'll move my guy around here. What are we going to do? We're going to make a monochromatic painting. All right, so I'm going to start out let's just start out with picking a color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I don't want this on vector fill. I want it on pixel fill. Okay, a lot of times it's going to give you that little look too. We just want a flat color. We don't want anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a color from up here, what they call the swatches. And then once I choose that color, it's staying there and I'm going to manipulate the lights and darks down here. Okay, so I don't know. Let's go with, that looks like a neat little blue. So I'm going to take that dude and I'm going to paint bucket that spot right there. Now notice how you're seeing the dotted line around it. That means it's still highlighted. So if I choose another color, it's going to affect that. Okay, so let's hit this area down here on the bottom half of our horizon line, and let's try to make the lightest tint we can possibly make. Remember what a tint is. A tint is, correct, any color plus white. All right, so this is going to be one of the light versions. So I'm going to go over here, hit this dude right there. Now notice I'm not changing this. I'm going to grab my circle here. And if I pull it left towards that white, man, it's getting super light. Okay. So look what's happening behind it. See how my pencil is turning colors? Do you know why that happened? It's because I didn't change. I did not reset. See how it's still highlighted? I need to click over here. I'm glad that happened. It's a good way. Sometimes you got to see things mess up to get fixed. All right. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to make that color really super light. Okay. Come over here. Let's paint that area in. So there's a difference there. There's our blue. There's a lighter version of that blue. Well, let's try to pick something. You know, what I also like about this is I can go down here and change it to like more of a gray if I wanted to. See how it's really bright right now? Okay, now remember, the part I'm going to paint next is going to be this dude right here. So I want to click that spot. Okay, we'll come in. Let's go something in between these two. So darker than this, but not as dark as that. Okay, I'm going to grab that dude. Ooh, that's kind of almost like a gray blue. I like that. Bada bing. Okay, so remember, in a monochromatic painting, we can have white and we can have black. Okay, so what do you think we may use for this guy? We may use black. We'll always do black last. Okay, that way you can kind of go in and cover up other things. So let's go something that's like a super dark blue. So remember, I got to click up here first. I'm going to grab that blue. Okay, and we're going to bring this dude down. The closer I bring it down here, the darker it's going to get. Bam, look at that. All right, so now we've got a dark. Now here's where we started. We took our light, another kind of light gray. We went into a real dark version. So let's hit this guy down here. So let's click that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and change my swatch now, and I'm going to go to a jet black. Boom. Now another thing, feel free to do. Okay, and I just want you to play around with this. I know this is very elementary, but you know we got to take baby steps. I'm going to take. Okay, now I'm going to click over here somewhere. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bring up either my paintbrush tool, a pen tool, calligraphy tool. This is time to play around a little bit. Okay, let's grab my pen tool. Okay, and my fill at 0%, my outline at 100. Okay, line widths. I think that looks good for that one. Hey, maybe my pencil is drawing something. Maybe I'm left-handed, so to write like this. Okay, maybe you can grab your pen. All right, you can go over here and grab a different color. I have my ink pen tool up. Man, I may just grab something different. I haven't tried my spray paint in a while, but I still want to stick to blue. I accidentally hit red there. So I'm going to try to grab the blue I was using. Okay. And like I said, we want to keep this as a monochromatic. So maybe ooh, there we go. Got some gray going on. Woo. Maybe we'll take that line width down a little bit. How about that? And we can spray like so. Okay, you guys can do whatever you want. You could draw little perspectives. You could put in text, do all types of stuff, but we want to keep it monochromatic. Okay, so I'm going to put this in. This will be an assignment. Like I said, please make sure you get through the first video, which is a slideshow talking about monochromatic. All right. And then after this, we'll be looking towards one more quick monochromatic, but we're going to do some different things. You guys are we'll talk about importing a file. We're going to talk about painting in layers. All right. So the next video will be one more monochromatic, and then we'll move on to complementary colors, and then we'll move on to a full color painting. Okay, guys, good luck.